Turn that up a little bit, Quan. Let's get a little of that vibe energy coming through the earphones there, so our listeners can appreciate all the things that you do behind the keyboards with the music going on, the vibe, the energy that you create as well too, man. So what's good, folks? It is our first show just going viral. Look, this is the first show of June, and we're out of season right now, but it feels hot because every Friday we bring y'all the heat, but literally Vegas is bringing the heat. When I just got out the car, my dash said 113 on the dash.
I'm good on that.
And you know, it's crazy. So we broke a record today. I think the official temperature was 110, and we haven't even hit summer officially. So, you know it's hot out there.
Yeah, they were saying yesterday it was 111, and that's the hottest time we've had in July. The record used to be 110.
Look at that.
But there's two things that happen. Sometimes June is really hot, and then we have like a more mild summer. Like maybe August isn't near as hot, so it just starts a little bit sooner. But if this is going to be June 110, July 110, August 110, and September 110, I'm moving out of the state next year.
To go where?
Somewhere cooler. I was in California last week, and even though it's hot, once the breeze hits, you still get that ocean breeze. So it's like cools you down still. And then right when night hits, it's cool, bro.
It's cool.
Like, it's cool.
You might
when
have
night
to put a long
here,
sleeve on.
The only difference between night and day in Vegas during the summer is the sun's not out.
That's it.
That's it.
Because it is still hot. You know, and I'll get into this later, but you just mentioned how you was in California last week. So, you know, we didn't have a show last week because Quan, your daughter, graduated.
Yeah, she graduated.
Congratulations, man. How was it?
Thank you. It was cool, man. It's I'm used to Vegas. We go to Thomas and Mack. They had this on the field outside at their school, so it felt like one of the graduations you see on TV.
Well,
but
they couldn't do that in Vegas outside.
You can't do that in Vegas. Can't do that in Vegas. But it was really nice. Went by quick. You know, they had it down nice. Did a little dinner afterwards, and came back to Vegas. And now she's spending all my money all week.
Okay, so did you promise her anything if she graduates?
No.
Car, nothing like that?
Promise her she'd be smart. She's spoiled anyway, so she didn't need any incentives. I mean, I think it's one of those things where like there's a respect factor. You don't have to like promise them something if they graduate necessarily. Like they just know to do it and do the right thing, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, no, I'm not getting her no car.
So what's her career plans after this?
She wants to be a teacher, so she's going to college next, in the fall, right away. So
tell her to stay in California. They pay a lot more for teachers.
Yeah, she wants to teach like in a private school or something like that.
Okay.
So
is she in the Southern Cal area, right?
Yeah.
All right. After the show, I'm gonna give you some contact info. I know somebody who runs. She's the president of a charter school system there in Southern Cal.
Okay.
And I think it's affiliated with USC as well too. So I'll share some contact info with you. Shout out to my guy Matt Brown, Mr. Figure It Out himself in the group chat. You know, he said he can watch this one. You know, that's good, man. I hope you got your hair cut because you was all over your timeline looking for a barber. You know, had all kind of, cockroaches up there, BDBs on top of your head this whole week. I hope you found a barber to take care of those naps and, get you looking fly for the weekend. The sun's out, so it's hot out there. There's a couple things I want to touch on today, and we're going to have a brief show because we don't have no games this week, not in the grid at least, and we didn't have any last week. But you can see, I got the beautiful ones hat on because today would have been Prince's birthday. He would have been 66 years old today. So one of my favorite artists of all time. The song "The Beautiful Ones" is my favorite Prince song as well too. And so I want to give a happy heavenly rest in peace to the artist, the man, the myth, the legend, Prince Roger Nelson today. All right, so look, I also put in the chat, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. A couple weeks back, I shared a little journey about myself and some of the things I deal with when it comes to mental health. And, I'm not going to put people business out there, but there's a lot of men that you may know that are going through or dealing with things. But as men, we're taught to be warriors, survivors, gladiators, lions. We're taught to be brave. And so we never allow ourselves to crack open that shell of vulnerability to talk about any of the struggles we have. And it gets difficult sometimes because you hold all that in. A lot of times it's like a balloon to where the pressure sometimes can build up and mount up. And for some people, they don't have that release and they eventually, explode, they pop, they snap. And that can manifest in a lot of different forms, whether it's lashing out at friends, family, loved ones, or even themselves. And so, I tell the guys, look, go out there and talk with somebody, myself, talk with me, or go reach out and seek, some type of help or guidance or counseling. I am somebody who's over my lifetime been too prideful to talk about these things. And it's only recently, within the last couple of years, that I've actually reached out to people, reached out to therapy and things like that, because I carry a lot of weight on these shoulders. That's why the shirts always end up being V-neck, because, just the pressure starts to just mount up a lot. And, I've been going out getting the type of guidance that I feel that I need. But I mean, truthfully speaking, man, life keeps on lifing. It doesn't stop, and, whether it's karma or the devil or just, life. There's things that just continue to get in your way, and you have to overcome those things. And if you aren't seeking the proper help, it can weigh on you. And I know I suffer from those things at times. So I want to kind of address that a little bit, because there's been a lot going on. I know, like earlier this week, one of the shows here, Quan, one of your shows on Wednesday, our guy Biggie, J-Dot, he ended up not having his show because he's been going through a lot, and if you didn't know, shout out to the guy Biggie. He's in Florida now. He's actually out there trying to release a lot of stresses and pressure. He recently lost his big brother tragically, and he just was going through it a lot. And I can imagine. And so, I had another childhood friend have his memorial service last week as well, too. Tragically passed away. I mean, he wasn't even 50. And to some of y'all that may seem older, but I mean, you got to think about our life expectancy is close to 90. So these people have lived barely half their lives and are no longer here. And so, I advise all of y'all to go out there and get the mental health that you need, the support that you need. I know, like I said, life been kicking my ass. And every time I stand up, it comes right back at me. I think I even got a video of I keep bumping my head every time I try to stand up, and life just kicks me in the back of the head. And I got a video I'll show y'all, because this is what's been happening.
My head hurts just watching that, to be real.
But I'm wondering why I wake up with headaches every other morning. Like that was
man.
me in some other alternate universe. But the pain that my man was feeling in the song, I can relate. There's a lot of nights I feel like that, man. And it's funny to laugh at because what Kevin Hart say? Laugh at my pain, right? Because sometimes that's what you have to do to just relieve some of the stresses. Because if not, you might just explode. Quan, pull up that other video because this is how I've been wanting to feel and wanting to react. It's how life keep pushing me to the edge.
Push right over.
This is how I react. Look, man, so things happen either one way. You know, you can laugh about it, you can cry about it, or you can react in an angered way. And like I said, I'm talking about this because it is June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's also Father's Day. And throughout my timeline, I see guys talking about, ladies, don't come on here talking about you should be celebrating on Father's Day, or men, are you prepared to get absolutely nothing on Father's Day? So there is, in my opinion, there's a lack of appreciation for a lot of us men, and we take it on the chin, literally and figuratively. And so, sometimes we need to have these difficult conversations to talk about it, to bring light to it. I'll give y'all a couple of stories, man. Because maybe about 7-8 years ago, around 2016, 2017, the owner of the other league at VSF, TJ and I, really good friends. And at that time we were really, really close. I wrote a book and I talked about his daughter because his daughter was an inspiration for me to write a book. If y'all didn't know, his daughter went through a heart transplant. She wasn't given a great chance to live, and it really rocked his household, and I knew he was going through it. And he had to sell everything and move and go shack up in a medical center where his daughter can get treatment. And I was helping him move, and he just bro hug, and he gave me a really big hug, man, and just thanked me. And then, when his daughter was healed up and everything, he asked me if I wanted to partner with him to run his league. And we met and we had several meetings, and throughout that time frame, I told him what my ideas were for his league. Things like stats, rings, weekly awards, tournaments, things that I do now for the Grid is what I approached him on. And, at that time he was like, look, why am I going to dip in? And this isn't to cast any negative on him. Hindsight being what it is, he's ultimately right. He was like, look, man, we play a kid's game, but the more you give to people, the more they're going to want. And a lot of these people aren't going to be satisfied and appreciative. And I was like, nah, I know these guys, man. They really, these are the things that they want. These are the things that they hunger and clamor for. And I want to be able to bring it to them. And he was like, man, you'll see, just watch. And that kind of that lit the fire in me to want to be a league owner. And eventually I did. Some years later, I ended up being obviously the Grid owner at this point now. But I reflect back to that a lot because, this past season, we did a free season for morning, for night, for our 5 men. And every week there was weekly awards for our top performers of the week. There's obviously the podcast here where everyone is welcome to come here, talk about what you do in your business, in your life. We've had some amazing guests here to tell their stories, enhance their business. We've had guests here who have now started their own podcast. and have elevated their own platform as well too. And I'm appreciative of that. But then you also get the other side of it too, where what TJ told me back then, where guys aren't as appreciative. And I get thrown back by that, because for me, the league is everything. It's my escape. We just had a free season, and I announced that we're going to have a draft league tourney style, playoff type of situation, where draft league was amazing last year. Great participation. The games were competitive. And I said, let's do it again, but we're going to do it for 5-man during the summer because it's so hot. And I said, look, it's only $50 entry fee. That $50 is going to cover your registration, referee fees, jerseys, and flags, and cash prize, as well as trophy. It also covers your championship flags. $50 per person entry fee. And within my own DMs, I got guys who are like, well, that cash prize, I know you're giving $250, but it needs to be like $5,000 for me to be in it. And that's the reaction I had, Quan, is like, my God, I just provided a free league.
Wow.
And only thing I'm asking you is to pay $50 to cover ref fees, registration fees, field fees, permit, insurance, trophies, cash, flags, jerseys, and you're going to get half of your money back anyway. And they were like, yeah, I'm not interested. And I got a lot of that pushback with it. Now, I'm picking out a few, because there's been an overwhelming amount who have already put in their money. We already got captains like the alien Steve Johnson, Frank Mendez, Lugo, Cole. These guys are already signed up, have already registered, and already have already captains. And I got a laundry list of other guys that right now we got about 25 guys already registered. So we're already halfway there anyway, right? But I do want to acknowledge some of this, because what y'all don't understand is everything that this league does is to bring back something for y'all. I'll share a story, and I'm not going to reveal anyone's name because that's their personal business. But not too long ago, there was a player in our league whose career was taken away due to a medical issue. And he can't play the game anymore. And he's young. He's still in his 30s. And he did a GoFundMe. And I called him and I was like, man, what's going on? And he gave me the story of what's going on with him medically. And he was trying to hold it together. And I sent some money to his GoFundMe maybe a day or two later. And he called me and he's like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, well, what you talking about, man? He was like, you sent me too much. That was way more than what I was expecting from any individual person. I said, man, look, you've always been a friend and a brother and a supporter of me, well before me owning the Grid. You can't play this game anymore, a game that you love. You look at your friends list, and 90% of your friends are mutual friends that are, part of the league. So that's your whole livelihood, is us here in this league. And that's been stripped away from you. And I know you've gained some countless friendships along the way, but I don't know what would happen if I couldn't play the game that I grew up loving anymore. And, he was choked up, and this was over the phone. And I was like, so this coming from me is nothing, because you got to deal with this situation the rest of your life, because this is a brotherhood. There's another player in our league who reached out to me a while back and was like, hey man, my family plays in the league. I'm playing in the league and I'm ready to exit out, but I love how you've taken in my family and put them on a platform. And my son is old enough to play in the league, and I want him to come play for you. And I was like, well, he can always play for your team. No, he's like, I know, but I want him to play for you because I know you're going to do right by him. And in court, he was like, my team don't have the playing time or the space to get him no real work, but I think you'll take care of him. And just to hear that from another man saying, look, I trust you with my seed, with my son, with my lineage. It's like, damn, man, I respect that. And these couple players always will hit me up and be like, man, look, I appreciate what you do, Sherm. If nobody else tells you, I appreciate what you do. And I get a lot of those, man. I had a guy who had a baby shower, and only a couple people showed up, and me and a few. And he was like, man, look, I didn't expect anybody to show up. And he congratulated each of us who were there. I've had guys reach out to me ever since we talked about the mental health, have reached out to me. It was like, man, I've been struggling with this too, man. I don't know who to reach out to. I got baby mama problems. I got wife problems. I ain't got money to take care of my kids, and I don't need nothing from you, just somebody to listen. So we all have those struggles, man. I'll share another one, man. This one really touched me. I heard from other people that this one player was struggling. And I walked up to him and I was like, hey man, this is what I heard. I heard whoop de whoop whoop. Is it true? And he was like, no, man, where you hear that from? I was like, man, look, you don't have to be prideful with me. I'm not here to judge you at all. I just want to know, are you good? And he was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, are you really good? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. I said, all right, well, I got to grab something out of my car. You mind giving me a hand? And I was like, matter of fact, hop in the car real quick because it's hot. And I sat in the car, turned the AC on. I was like, no, man, look, now that we're right away from everyone, man, what's going on, bro? Because what I'm hearing, these aren't things you're just going to hear. And he broke it down to me, and, he's struggling. And he was like, but I'm here, Sherm. I'm here at the fields because after all the bullshit that I'm going through right now, this is the one time where I don't have to think about any of that. When I get here, all that stuff that I'm going through Monday through Friday doesn't exist. This is my escape. And I can relate to that because a lot of us put so much effort. I mean, we have Flag Football Fridays where we all meet up and we go eat. We got Petty Mondays where, we'll talk about one another. And of course, we got the games on the weekends. This has become a brotherhood and a fraternity. And I looked at him and I was like, well, look, man, here's what I got on me right now. Whatever it is, you can count it. But whatever I got in my pockets, you can have it. And I was like, I know that it's not going to get you out of the pit that you're in. And he was like, and you can see this grown man, fighting back tears. And he was like, bro, you have no idea how far this goes for me and my family. And he was like, just thank you, Sherm. And you do that bro hug, man, and you do a bro hug, boom, boom, but you can tell when that grip is a little tighter because that person, as much as they're fighting back, the pain that they're dealing with and trying not to let those demons, overtake them, you see that there's still a human inside that person right there. And that gesture was small from me and traveled miles for that person. And, ever since that, we still communicate, even with the league being over with for the season, still hit me up and was like, hey man, shoot, I turned the curb right here, got this going on, and boom, boom, boom. And I was like, man, I'm proud of you, bruh. I always was, always am, and will be. And people forget that although we compete on the field each and every week, this is still a brotherhood at the end of the day. Like Matt Brown says, sometimes you have to figure it out, your happiness or how you want to run your life. Because we deal with a lot, man. The world kicks our ass every day. It's designed for that. Quan, you and I are both very spiritual people. So we get down on our knees a couple of times a day and we pray. But that doesn't stop all the bad energy that's out there, whatever you want to call that bad energy, from still trying to attack us, because every time you try to take a step forward, it wants to pull you back. And sometimes you get tired of fighting that. And so, for me, that's why I wanted to bring light to June being Men's Mental Health Appreciation and Awareness Month, and appreciate some of y'all who are out there who I fight with and battle with, but I also know go through life, because I know a lot of y'all look at me. I mean, I get people who ask me for different favors and stuff like that, because it may seem from the outside that I'm somebody that got everything figured out, Matt, to use your quote. I might look like one of those people who have it figured out. I remember when I did the free league, and the homie Smooth was like, man, you must have sold 7 mortgages to give us a free league. And I laughed about that. But the truth of the matter is, I enjoy being around my bros. And so when it comes to this draft league and this tournament style that I'm doing, I'm putting this together so we can continue to hang out, to continue to have an outlet for us to just forget about the rest of the cares and pressures and things that we have going on. And yes, you still got to pay the ref fees. Okay, that doesn't escape, because those are other men out there doing a job in 110, 115 degree heat, running up and down the field, trying to make sure that you have a great officiated game. So yes, you still got to pay the ref fees, but I'm trying to create an outlet so we can have a space to go out there and play and just get away from the world and the pressures of the world. So like I said, we have the draft league right now. It is still scheduled for Saturday, June 22nd and June 23rd. The games will be at night. There's one caveat to that. I know A7 has one of their local championship games that weekend. And the other league, VSF, also may have playoffs that weekend. I don't know the schedule to VSF, but I'm not that much of a dick to where if there are playoffs in the other league, I'm going to still have our tournament. I'm not going to put our guys in a position where they got to choose either one. So I don't know that schedule. I've reached out to find out what the schedule is. Once I find that out, if they do conflict, I'll change our schedule accordingly, because I want you guys to be out there for their playoffs, because again, this is still a brotherhood, whether it's over there or at mine. So I want to make sure that we're all full participants of either event. So I'll keep you guys updated with that. But we're going to continue doing this every month until the next season start, which is in September. So we'll also have the same tournament style in August, in July and August as well. We may change the format. We may not do draft league. I'll see, because we got some teams that are like, look, we the best 5-man team on the West Coast. And so, I'll bring that element and let them put their money where their mouth is as well. Okay. But I want to really I said the show will be short today, because I just want to bring light to some of these things that I know that I deal with on a personal note. Some of the players that have been dealing with things as well too on their own personal situation. I want to give a big congratulations out to Quan and his beautiful daughter for graduating as well. Before we tune out today, I wrote a song, and it was really dealing with these things. I had some tragedies in my life, my family, and I had wrote this song. And if y'all haven't checked it out yet, make sure you go to any of your streaming services, look up Carte Blanche, C-A-R-T-E, Blanche, B-L-A-N-C-E, C-H-E. Carte Blanche, Money Well Spent is the name of the album. It's on all streaming service. We've had some great reviews. I did an album with my boy OT from the D, the host of Fifth Element Hip Hop, whose show is right after this one. We put an album together. It's got great reviews all over the country. I mean, we're talking about from celebrities and everything. It got great reviews on the artistry of the album. But there's a song on it, track number 3, called Good Vibes. And, you know, I wrote this song after dealing with some struggles and that I was dealing with personally. And on behalf of, you know, June being Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to take us out with the song that I got called Good Vibes. Quan, go ahead and cue that up.
Hey, 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 hey. I need them good vibes only. All of the good vibes only. Because I'm feeling too blessed to be stressed right now. Pulling up on the scene with my team like wow.
Another day, another lesson to tell. So my family was conductors on the Underground Railroad, so I'll never fumble. We perfected the ground game. A lot of kings and queens to carry on the brown name. See, the world is full of people out there hoping you fail. Why you think I'm never tripping when I open the mail? But you see me smiling every time I leave the bank. So there's a lot of people in the world I need to thank. Like, I want to thank all my family from down south up through Wisconsin. All my family from Vegas who kept me off the streets, kept me on the right path. Much love to all of y'all. Sherm.
Need them good vibes only. All of the good vibes only. Because I'm feeling too blessed to be stressed right now. Pulling up on the scene with my team like wow. Good vibes only. You know what it's all about. Good vibes only. All of the good vibes only.
Me and your mom was just practicing, but guess what, y'all? Y'all my favorite accidents. Cause leaks off in college, he the prayers of the BSU. I don't say this enough, son, hey, I'm proud of you. Jeezy graduated on the world to big things. Any way that I can, I'm supporting your big dreams. Boog out flexing, directing, starring in his own pictures. Upload video, editing, damn. This the best feeling I could ever have. Mom smiling on me saying, good job, dad. Hard times, we done got past that. We done got that bag, so get like this, cause we got like that. And that's that, yeah.
All of the good vibes only. Because I'm feeling too blessed to be stressed right